If you're thinking of moving to the Orlando, Florida area, then you don't want to make the same mistakes that I did. So the first area that I would move to if I were moving to Orlando in 2026 is a particular area of DeLand, Florida. And that area is on McGregor Road and Orange Camp Road on the east side from Victoria Park and I-4 all the way out west to the St. Johns River and Lake Beersford Park. Now, why is it a good area? Well, it's good because the variety of homes, great bang for your buck, and DeLand has a small town feel that you're just not going to find anywhere in Orlando or even in the next places I'm going to speak of, even though some of you might think that the next places are better than this particular area of DeLand. So the first section of the first of three is on McGregor Road west of 1792, where there's mostly 1 to 5 acre parcels. These are estate style homes with no homeowners associations. There are a few small dirt roads, but it's mostly paved, okay? Nothing close to the south or to the north. It's all pretty much the same size lot. So in other words, it's not right next to downtown or right next to a highway. Lake Beersford and the St. Johns River, cycling trails border on the west side, the Spring to Spring Trail that connects DeBerry up to De Leon Springs. So it's a really kind of quiet area. And on the east side of this section of McGregor Road is 1792. And on 1792, you have Publix, you have Chick-fil-A, you have a couple restaurants, some fantastic pizza. In this area, you're about 5 miles from downtown DeLand, Stetson University. So in this area, you kind of get the country feel, but you're still just 5 miles from I-4. You get the great bang for your buck, especially considering what you're going to pay in Orlando, where the median sale price is about $50,000 more. Now, a home in this area, in the McGregor Road area, is going to run you about $450,000 to $900,000 as I write this today. So the second neighborhood in DeLand that I would move to if I was moving to Orlando in 2026 is Victoria Park, which is the largest HOA development in DeLand. And there are 5 sections to Victoria Park. There's Victoria Oaks, Victoria Hills, Victoria Trails, Victoria Commons, and Victoria Gardens. And this entire area was built out in the early 2000s. And each of those 5 sections has a different feel. Victoria Oaks has small lots, and it's the newest section. The Commons has some shops, has some ice cream shops, has some restaurants, and a little wine shop in there. Victoria Hills has Victoria Hills Golf Club, and Victoria Gardens is a fantastic 55-plus community that's gated. Now, Victoria Park is the largest and most popular homeowners association area or community here in DeLand, but look, there are others. So if you're interested in moving to an HOA community or anywhere else here in the DeLand area, or for that matter throughout Orlando, simply pick up the phone and give us a call. Now in Victoria Park, there are several swimming pools, there's fitness centers, and it's right next to I-4, which I-4 is our main thoroughfare here in Central Florida that connects Tampa to Orlando on up to Daytona Beach. We're just a couple miles to the shopping that I spoke of before. We're about 5 miles to downtown DeLand, probably 25 minutes to downtown Sanford, 35 minutes to the beaches in downtown Orlando, probably 55 minutes to the attractions, and homes in Victoria Park are going to run you probably from the mid 300s to the upper 500s. So the third neighborhood in that same community in DeLand is Longleaf Plantation. It's a cross between that McGregor Road area that I spoke of and Victoria Park. These are primarily half-acre to 1-acre parcels with a voluntary homeowners association, which is really nice. And as I record this today, it's about $100 a year to be a part of that. In this area, they have mature longleaf pines, some beautiful live oaks, and there's some hills in there. It's kind of rolling hills. These are ranch-style homes, primarily built, I'd say in the 70s and 80s, maybe into the 90s. Now, these are old ranches, but many of them have now been updated very well. And in my mind, when I ride through Longleaf Plantation, what I tend to feel like is almost like I'm back up north. There's only one main drag through Longleaf Plantation, and this makes it really nice for children or for riding a bike or anybody that's not paying attention, because there's not a lot of traffic coming up through there. And this area is right between that McGregor Road and Victoria Park area that I spoke of. This backs right up to the Chick-fil-A and the Publix and all that. There's 1792 right next to it there. Car dealerships and all that shopping is about a half mile away. Homes in here are going to run you, I'd say, in the mid 400s. as I record this today. And there is also a lot of new construction in the DeLand area, whereas you're not going to find much south down in Sanford, Lake Mary, Longwood, Maitland, or Orlando. This entire area in DeLand is great because of the pricing and the bang for your buck. As I said before, the median sale price is about $50,000 less than it is down in Orlando, and about $125,000 less than it is 30 minutes away down in Lake Mary. But let's check out another neighborhood in the Orlando area, just a bit south of DeLand, because either this one or maybe the last one could be the best one for you in your situation. So if I were moving to Orlando in 2026, the second area that I would move to is a little section of Sanford out on the west side of town. This area is south of the Wekiva Parkway, and I'd say north of Markham Road, between the Wekiva River on the west and Orange Boulevard on the east, along the Markham Woods corridor. These are very, very nice homes here. In this area, you're going to have quick access to I-4, quick access to the Orlando Beltway. It's very quiet out here, rural areas, super close to a lot of natural activities. In this area, you're going to find single-family residential executive type homes, much, much nicer homes than you're going to find up in DeLand. These homes are mostly, this area was built out mostly, I'd say, in the 1990s and in the 2000s on half-acre to 1-acre parcels. And about half of these communities are gated, and about half of those are probably guard gated. Now, look, you're going to pay for these homes. These are not cheap, but if you want a nicer home, you can go down to Lake Mary, but it's going to be busier, it's going to be noisier down there. But look, the real money is down in Lake Mary. If you're looking for a 7-figure home, simply give us a call. Now, if you want a 7-figure home or you want a 2-figure home, we'll help you either way, but Lake Mary is where the real expensive, really nice homes are. Communities in this area are, examples would be Buckingham Estates, which is a real nice gated community, 24-hour guard gated community with about 330 homes. They have a community swimming pool, a clubhouse, super close to the Seminole Wekiva Trail. Now, the Seminole Wekiva Trail is a 14-mile trail built on an old railroad bed. Super nice for walking, cycling, jogging, and it's a real big thing here in this area. Pearl Lake Estates, Barrington Club, Lake Sylvan are really big in this area, all beautiful neighborhoods. This area is close to the Wekiva River and the Black Bear Wilderness Trail, which is a place I love to walk and hike with my wife. Seminole State Forest, I've done a lot of hunting in Seminole State Forest. We're about 5 minutes to Publix, tons of restaurants, 15 minutes to downtown Sanford, probably 25 minutes to Orlando, and 40 or 45 minutes to all those attractions down in Orlando and the closest beach. Most of the homes in this area are going to run you, I'm going to say, between $500,000 and $1.1 million. So look, let's take a minute and let's mix things up a little bit, because we're going to head west for our next neighborhood. So you're probably wondering why I keep moving around here at this new construction home. Well, Kyla and I were doing a video here earlier, and as we were doing it, we were thinking about which areas we would move to if we were moving to the DeLand area. So we're just kind of, so to speak, winging it here. So the third area that I would move to if I were moving to Orlando in 26 is an area of Apopka. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Apopka, because I'm not necessarily a fan of Apopka, but I'm talking about a new area of a lot of new construction out on the west side of town, generally intersecting at West Kelly Park Road and Plymouth Sorrento Road, which runs parallel to the 429. So you're right close there to the Orlando Beltway. There is a ton, I mean a ton of new construction in this area, and you're going to have many more options. You're going to have anywhere in Orlando or Orlando North for that matter, even up in DeLand, you're going to have a lot more options here in the Apopka area. Some communities like Wolf Lake Ranch are very nice. Now, this is a more expensive community. Homes in here will run you from the 600s up to 1.2 million bucks, but these are nice homes on hills that you're not finding anywhere else. Quarter-acre to 1-acre lots probably, and they even allow you to install a swimming pool during construction of the home, which most new home communities, like the community I'm in right now, just do not allow you to do. Gardenia Reserve is another nice community in there. They have townhomes that run in the 300s. The Oaks at Kelly Park or Parkview Reserve have single-family residential homes in the mid-upper 300s. So when people call us when they're moving to the Orlando area, I am always suggesting new construction as an option because they're very, very, very affordable. Well, how are they affordable? Well, they're affordable because these builders are offering massive incentives, interest rates that are usually a couple percentage points below market value. One of the communities, one of them that we recently did a tour in was offering a cut of over $100,000, and that's some serious cuts. They're also offering 10-year warranties, ultra efficient homes with brand new appliances, and we even offer a rebate when you call us about some of these new construction communities. So make sure that you call us before you talk to these new construction salespeople. Downside to new construction homes is that they tend to be built on small lots. They often have a cookie cutter look, and they can take a long time to build. So they're good for some people, but not for everyone. In this area, the big deal about this area is that there's nature everywhere. In spite of the recent growth that's happened, it's still quite rural here in this area. You have Kelly Park in Rock Springs, just 10 minutes up the road, which is a fantastic place where I've spent a lot of hours in the summers tubing down these crystal clear waters of 72 degrees. There's Wekiva Springs, which is just 20 minutes up the road, and there's some fantastic multi-use trails like the West Orange Loop and the Lake Apopka Loop. Then there's a Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive, which is this 11-mile loop around Lake Apopka where you can see deer, hogs, birds, bobcats, ospreys, I don't know, all kinds of Florida wildlife. And I love that. I love being able to do the wildlife thing. Okay, that's a big part for me. And what's cool about this place is they have these QR codes that will actually tell you about what you're seeing there. This entire area offers all sorts of kayaking, camping, swimming, snorkeling, horseback riding, or anything that you want to do involving an outdoor lifestyle. This area is really poised for growth. There's a Northwest Recreation Complex, which has baseball, basketball, soccer, an amphitheater, all sorts of green space. There's the Wild Oaks Town Center, which is this gigantic $1.2 billion section of town that they're building out. They've got all sorts of shops in here. They're going to have retail, restaurants, green space, a main street, even a hotel in here. This is a big, big deal, and it's part of the infrastructure that this area is doing. And look, this is not being built here for no reason at all. Apopka is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, but the downtown area to me is just older, and but the entire area is like a gigantic state park. So this gives you, the Wild Oak Center gives you shopping, entertainment, and everything right here in the midst of this gigantic state park. Plus there's a new Publix right down the road here. So everywhere you look, there's just new growth happening. Plus, we are right next to the 429. Orlando and Disney are probably 30 minutes away, 40 minutes to Orlando International Airport, 5 or 6 miles to downtown Orlando, downtown Apopka, and you're probably an hour and 10 minutes to New Smyrna Beach. So look, if I were moving to Orlando in 2026, these are the areas that I would move to, but there are others that I would give honorable mentions to. Areas like Oviedo, Lake Marion, and DeVary, but what I'm not telling you, at least on video, are the areas that I would not move to. I get enough hate in the comments below whenever I speak negatively about an area. They'll light me up. But if you'd like to know the areas that I would never move to, because there are plenty of them, then simply leave a comment below or just pick up the phone and give me a call. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.